there's a lot of money in Canada. And by that, I mean other people have a lot of money. I have very little. In fact, I have less than none. But that's not going to stop us from showing you how money is made here at the Royal Canadian Mint. Okay, so we're here at the Royal Canadian Mint. Mimi's going to be giving us a tour today, showing us how everything's done here. So how many mints are there in Canada?
Actually, there are two. There's one in Ottawa, of course, that was built in 1908, and then the other one here in Winnipeg, built in 1976.
So what do they make here in Winnipeg?
So here in Winnipeg, we concentrate on circulation coins.
Okay.
So when you're paying for your Tim Hortons coffee in the morning, you get that change back, all made right here in-house.
This is pretty cool. Do you ever get to just like take a roll of toonies home with you at the end of the day?
Oh gosh, not really.
Oh,
we got high security like around here.
Oh, okay. Well, let's see what else we can find out. Okay, so how many coins actually get made here in a day?
So it varies, of course, depending on the contracts we're working on. This week we're working on the contract for the Philippines, of course the Canadian government, and we're finishing up with Ethiopia. So on a good day, believe it or not, we can make up to 15 million coins in one day.
Oh my goodness. How many countries do we make coins for here in Winnipeg?
Good question. So driving in, you would have seen a beautiful parade of flags, 88 countries in total.
Oh my goodness. I'm learning a lot of new things. Leroy behind the camera needs to learn that you're not supposed to have cameras in here, but we'll work on that next time.
Oh no. So basically what happens is there's a master punch that is actually made in Ottawa. From there, they keep one in the vault, they send the other one to Winnipeg. From there, we will make working dies. So in 1 second, we can actually produce up to 14 coins already. In 1 minute, 750 coins will be stamped already. So these working dies are made of long rods of titanium. They cut them into little centimeter blocks, and then away they goes with the machines pounding away, making that stamp.
Okay, so what's the story with this one? I don't think I've seen this before.
Good question. So this actually was supposed to be the first coin, the Canada $1 back in 1987, when the Canadian government announced to the world that we were going to stop making the $1 bill. What happened is this image from Emmanuel Hunt of an Indigenous man and a voyageur canoeing was supposed to be on every single one of our $1 coins. What happened is the master punch was done, different courier was used that year, and it got lost in transit, if you can imagine. So we had to think fast. We decided to call upon this man, Robert Ralph Carmichael, who had submitted this image of the loon back in 1977. He never won that contest, but imagine the day he got the phone call telling him that his loon was going to be on every single dollar. So basically, Leroy, that's why we have a loonie and not a canoe.
I like canoe, though. It would have been a better name.
So as you can see, she had been with us for quite a few decades. Interesting story. Do you know that when the Queen passes, which unfortunately just happened yesterday, there will be a new effigy. And when they do, they're going to change. Leroy, what? You're not the king.
Oh no, that's true.
So they will change the direction of the effigy of the face. So Leroy, did you know that this beautiful coin here that we made in the year 2004 was the very first coin in the world to have color on it?
Oh, that's really, I've got one of those at home.
Well, you keep that on your collection because this is sought out. And so this beautiful coin here was stamped right here. It's called pad printing. And we have actually painted over 2 billion coins here in Canada. We're the very first country in the world to have put color on our coins, if you can imagine.
So, like, do the painters get like a big brush or a little brush?
No, it's called pad printing. It's all done automatically through the machines. Actually, it's all done in this room here. If you take a peek, we're painting right now. I can't tell you what it is. Can you tell?
It's something.
It's something, all right.
It's always something to print. Okay, so tell us about how everything starts. How does it all begin here?
So how it begins is actually in this room. This is our receiving department here. And so we have these huge coils of steel, if you see, that weigh about 5,000 pounds. Huge, heavy, heavy. And those coils of steel are actually lifted up onto a manual machine. So they start off this way, nice and flat, goes into the blanking machine. We make the blanks, and then what's left over is the sisal. We recoil the sisal, send it back to Hamilton. In this room, we can print up to 250,000 blanks per hour.
A blanking machine? That's just what I thought we called Leroy behind the camera's brain.
Oh, jeez. So Leroy, in this particular section, what we're doing is we're adding a rim to every single one of those blanks I just showed you. And the reason why we do that is because A, it gives it all a smooth diameter. B, it's for those who are visually impaired. Everybody has to know how much money they're spending here in Canada. And 3, it's actually to prevent fraudulent activities.
Oh, so it has nothing to do with roll up the rim. Those are different things. Just in case anyone was confused.
As you know, this year has been the 10th anniversary since the actual penny was made. And the reason why we don't make the penny anymore, of course, is because the price of copper was so expensive, it just didn't make sense.
I see what you did there. Okay, so we've seen that all of the coins come from the same material, but how do they get different colors on them?
Good question. So in the back of this room is actually the plating department. So in this room is where we're going to give our coins actual color. So what do we put on them? It's actually different alloys. Nickel, copper, and nickel for the ones that look like silver. And the one that looks like the loonie is nickel, copper, and zinc.
Okay.
All done right here, 12-hour shifts, right here behind the 2 yellow doors.
I just assumed the plating room was like the lunchroom. That's a different kind of plating. No?
Not quite, Leroy.
Not quite. So how do the coins get all packaged up once they're made?
Good question. So here in Canada, we package our coins in rolls, just like at the banks when you're bringing your money at the bank. Rolls of paper. From there, we put them in cardboard boxes. But do you know that certain countries don't want their coins rolled up because of the humidity in the country, which makes sense. So for like the Philippines or Ethiopia, they want their coins in mulox bags, heavy-duty cloth bags. Sort of like the Brinks guys back in the days. Remember the old cartoons with the Brinks guy walking? Same
so
idea.
Can I get one of those bags on my way out?
I don't think so, Leroy. I would have to get permission. I'm not sure. But nevertheless, so we will sew those bags shut, and then from there they put them on a pallet of wood and ready to go for shipping. We even have a replica of the old Blue Nose ship.
Nobody told me there was going to be a pool, or I would have brought my bathing suit.
I'm not sure the security guards will let you swim in this.
Oh, I thought those were lifeguards. Oh, different kind of guard.
Well, so Leroy, for this beautiful set, it's at $26.95.
Okay, I think I've got enough right here.
Hey, where did you get this money? Wait a minute. These are our crushed coins. This is no longer tender.
If you put them back together, though, like they pretty much are. Like that. Look, like that's a toonie. I can tell.
I don't know. I'm not understanding this. Wait a minute. I'm gonna have to call security.
Okay, I think they're that way. You kind of look like my friend Mac. Do you know him? He's like, pretty tall. Just kind of stands around a lot. No? Okay.
So take a look at this, Leroy. So we have a 200 ounce of silver here. So you can lift it, try to guess, how much it weighs. But guess what? You just can't take it home today.
Ooh. It won't come off.
Exactly.
Oh. It weighs about as much as the burger I had for supper last night.
So here we have the latest the latest loonie that was just released last week, Leroy. It is Oscar Peterson. Do you know who he is?
No.
All right. Well, Oscar Peterson was a famous pianist from Montreal, a jazz player, as a matter of fact. So, at the end of the day, we don't just put themes for fun on our coins. We do it because it's part of our patriotism. It's our history. It's to show the world who we're all about.
This is pretty cool. And this has been a fantastic tour, Mimi. Thanks for showing us around. And if you're in Winnipeg, you got to come and check it out for yourself. I'm Leroy. He's Leroy behind the camera. There's always something to do.
All right, Leroy. Well, thanks a lot for visiting. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for having us.
Hey, wait a minute. Leroy, get back over here. You can't leave with that.